Okay, hello guys. Today we'll talk about a bunch of scary circumstances, or potentially scary circumstances that have happened. So, yeah, they aren't as they are not scary as most people would say. They're kind of like mild things, but I'll be going from the least scary to probably the most scary events. So, number one. So, it was like a couple of days ago. This was very very recent. I think it was yesterday. I was walking around and I saw this girl walk down the road. I was like, oh, I never seen that person before. Cause I kind of like see all the people who live here, who live where I am. And yeah, I'm not giving any details of places where I live. I'm not giving people any details, any private details about anyone or anything. I'm just selling these as a narration, as stories. Okay. So so basically, this girl was walking north and she waved to somebody and then some cow appeared. This is really scary because this is mostly an assumption. Because I don't know if that was a person that's trying to. And the cow swerved around and went after her. And I didn't see that girl ever since. So there's a bunch of possible reasons. One, they could just be friends and that guy picked her up. But two, that guy might have had more sinister reasons. And we'll never know because really, it doesn't have something. Number two, the red truck. So the red truck was a mysterious truck that appeared one day or a couple of weeks ago. It was a strange red truck that just appeared. I'd never seen it before, ever. And yes, it might. And this one is basically because sometimes people have relatives that come over, of course. But this truck was very suspiciously parked near a forest. That is the big suspicious. They are basically the truck was basically parked near a forest. Not a forest, a small clearing of trees. So basically, who knows what that person's intentions was, who knows what they were doing. And now we'll get to the more sinister things. Okay, number three. So one day, this was a week ago as well, a month ago as well. This was when I started noticing all of these strange occurrences. These strange things. So there was this trailer hawk with some old man and some young lady. Again, there was a very big possibility they could just be relatives and they could just be driving around. But it is pretty strange that old guy might have played some places suspecting because of course I never seen that truck before, the trailer truck ever. There are some people in my neighborhood that do have trailer homes that they use for vacations, but other than that, there. So who knows what that guy was doing at the go? Who knows what sinister reasons he could have had? There was a very big possibility that they could be family or relatives, which is why they were much lower than the others. Number four, weird, weird talking. So this happened today around 11:30 to 11:50 p.m. Not p.m. a.m. I was sitting around enjoying the good weather, and for some reason I heard a woman shout out a name. I heard this multiple times, and I looked to see if there was anyone, and there was no one. It was very strange. Rings that the woman was shouting and yelling, and it didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So, again, I might have not seen them, but I would have seen them. Okay, which they were yelling like you did something wrong or something like that. But who knows what intentions these people had? Was it some type of prank, or is it something even worse than a prank? The next one is the old guy. So the old guy was a very, very, very suspicious person. I absolutely refuse to go by his house if he's not, if he's out, not inside, because I can feel safe that he isn't watching me. So this old guy, it was around last year, and he was watching me for some reason. And I'm not an attractive person. What would he want with me? Okay, there were definitely much more, good looking people to, look at. Okay, so the old guy, I passed by his house and he just looked at me. Of course, he was wearing sunglasses, but he just gave me some strange vibes. He also had weapons on the back. But ever since then, there hasn't been any problems with that guy, because I avoided him ever since then. I didn't try, and of course, I didn't do something stupid like try to start a. I didn't do anything stupid like try to start, a confrontation with the guy, because of course it'll just make everything worse. So I basically just ignored him, and went on with my day and never tried to deal with him again. So number one, the two guys in the truck. So this was the scariest. This is, I think, one of the scariest things in the world I have seen when it came to other people. The two guys. So there were these two guys that were talking to each other with two trucks, and it was by a house that was for sale. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what they were doing, and it looked like something suspicious. And I basically, had to go past them. It was very, very, very weird and very, very suspicious things. And, it was very, very suspicious things. And it looked like they were exchanging something. I don't know what they were exchanging. And I definitely felt like they were dangerous people. Good thing that they haven't ever came back, so I don't know what they were doing, and I don't know what they were trading or doing, but probably was something pretty sinister. And it might have been something pretty bad. But you never know with people. So what do you think is happening in all of these events? And the last one is the most suspicious, because they appeared once and they never appeared again. So they might have been caught trading whatever drugs or items they had, and it was just a very, very strange experience. So overall, that was all of these strange, anomalous events as well. And, what do you think? As well. But we have I'll give you a boy story. The dog. So one day there was this dog. Okay, I was walking around and the dog came out of the forest. Okay, it wasn't a coyote. It was just a dog. It was a brown dog, a small brown dog. It looked like a bulldog, I think. And again, this was like basically a year ago. Okay. And it was basically like this bulldog or something. There was also another dog that was basically running around the neighborhood. And there was also a cat once, which means there are fellow animals in the neighborhood. Where I live. As well. Once again, there was a pretty small forest by where I live, so they might be proliferating now and surviving now. Once again, when like a storm or something, there is, there. But it was very scary because the dog could have rabies. Because you never know where the dog came from, what the dog had, what the dog did. And then there was another one where there was a bunch of big, gigantic turkeys. Yep. And turkeys are actually pretty dangerous animals. So, if I actually got into contact with any of these turkeys, they might have actually attacked me. I might have sustained some injuries from these turkeys. So that's all of the very, very, very spooky stories They're not as scary as most stories are. I think my life was most in danger where I saw those turkeys and the guy and those two guys, but I basically avoided both of them. So, you know, as well. So that's basically about this video. Goodbye.